Hey guys and gals, let's build the Walt Disney commemorative camera by Lego Disney. This is set number 43230, contains 811 bricks, retails for $99.99, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. And this is essentially what we'll be building here. Just a camera with some film and stuff like that. Well, let's already got bag one keyed up here. We're going to take a look at the manual and show you what's inside. And yeah, this is just going to talk about the usual thing here and use the digital app and stuff like that and go to Legoland, and here we are right here. Lights, camera, imagination, yeah. Recreating the magic. Now the reason why we go for the manual, just for fun. Films that move us, and here they have the various films there. Most of these I haven't really have personally seen. Steamboat Willie, I should play that on my old black and whites, huh? Old black and white TVs. Bambi, 1942. Man, most of these were around before I was even thought of. That was back then when cartoons were cool, or animations, I mean. Note from the Lego designers. So we have Wes Tobot, if I'm pronouncing that right, and which is the design master, and Cormilla Thorsted, coding, I'm trying to pronounce it, graphic designer. This must have been the one that did all the graphics. And no, there's no stickers in this set. And that's how it's broken down right there. So there's 6 bags in total. And bags 1, 2, and 3 do this part, and 4, 5, and 6 does the other part of the camera. Well, since this is 811 bricks, I'm not going to do this in one sitting, so I'm going to split this down into 2 installments for sanity purposes. And here is the little film strip piece here. I'll take a look at that, making sure I got this right here. You probably can go in front of here and just do this, huh? Yeah, well, this is not a movie projector camera, but by any means, but it's a nice vinyl too. I mean, I wish I could put this in my 35mm camera, but unfortunately the hose is not perforated, or I would try to play that in and see if it'd do anything. Okay, so I'm going to roll up the film and put it back in the container so we don't lose it. And I did the unboxing and I thought, I don't know, but I want to build it. So that's a good thing there. I want to build it to see what it's like. So the parts weren't too exciting to go through. There's some hidden gems in there. We'll go take a look at this as we're building. But for the most part, I was just kind of frowning upon the set. So let's begin building bag 1. Let's build it. And yeah, we get a couple of these scene things too. So you would just combine these up and make different scenes appear. You can do it like that too. So these are printed. Everything's printed. And this is $100. It's pricey, but it's printed. I want to see printed stuff. So I don't mind it being pricey for what it is. And this is just meant to be as a display piece. Nothing more. And this was the last of the reviews that I have, but I just accepted a bunch more offers. These were like one set, like just you get like one set, but the reason why I accepted them is they were smaller. You know, well, one of the sets I think I may have made a boo-boo on, and it's very massive. So he's obviously got the slick back, and old Walt Disney. Man, I wish I was one of his kids and have a theme park built for me, huh? But that didn't happen. Can't remember. I've had a few friends that said they've worked at Disney. They say it's a different experience working for Disney, but I couldn't do that. Okay. Now we get on to, I think we're building the stand for the figures. And I think there's 5 figures. And 1 minifigure, and I know there's 3 minifigures and 2 other figures. And you do get Bambi and Dumbo too. So we'll see those as we're building. And right now, today is the 17th of July, 2023. This set is a bit overdue because Lego just sent it to me. And another thing here to note is that I am just right now processing the videos for the Lego Dreams Space Bus. I got the builds done, I'm just finalizing the other stuff. So in addition to that, I got done with not 1 but 2 tutorials. Don't ask me how I managed to squeeze those out, but I did. So they're done. It means I got 2 tutorials ready to go. But they're filmed. They haven't been edited, but they're filmed. Okay, so that's up to date there. Those are going to be later in the year. You'll see those. I have one that I kind of want to squeeze out in August, so I'm hoping to get it done by then, and I have a bunch of set reviews. So I was figuring out ways to do reviews faster, and I was like, I'm wasting a lot of time doing them, right? So I was like going through editing videos and stuff like that. I thought, well, editing is not my problem. Okay, first off, doing the builds, this is not my problem here. Yes, this does take time, but I was like, I'm spending a lot of time doing reviews, okay? I timed myself on some things. Doing these, all right? Building these, I at least get to talk to you and stuff like that. So these are not too bad. Okay? Editing the videos, yes, it takes time, but it's not that bad. All right? Running up the data, like the metadata, the stuff for the description, tags, all that stuff, not too bad. Okay, what am I missing? Thumbnails. I notice I've been spending a lot of time working on thumbs. So now you're going to see thumbs that are kind of just half-baked put together because I want to get into custom builds. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time focusing on thumbnails for set reviews. If I have time, I'll do them, but I'm not going to make them look as crispy, and you know, I'm just going to get them done quickly, especially on this second channel. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. Just because I want to work on my own personal stuff. So that's what I'll be focusing on soon enough. So I narrowed it down to why I was spending a lot of time. Because when I was doing these 2 tutorials, I mean, you're talking about building the tutorials. These 2 were impromptu. These 2 tutorials were 2 impromptu videos that I just had on my mind. I wanted to build them right then and there. Got them, both these tutorials done in 2 hours. So I thought, since I've been kind of swapping around with thumbnails and stuff like that, I actually have more time to do the stuff that I want to do. So I'm going to continue to do that. This set does come with one of these metallic 2x2 flat tiles. I'm going to order another one of a couple more of those for stuff. Set's got some decent parts. But yeah, now I know where my failure was at. Okay. I don't know how some of you are going to feel about this set, though, but this set's $100. I don't expect this to have a lot of play value, but you know, I haven't built it yet, so I don't know. I'm hoping that it is, and I'm going to tell you right now, this doesn't look like this is a collaborative build. It's more like a solo build. So basically you just sit in a corner somewhere and you just build. Yeah, I need a palette cleanser from work too, so this is better than looking at a command prompt all day or just looking at computer programming in general. At least I get to do this and get to build here. And it's in the high hundreds here. It's like 112, 113. It's been hot. Even the pool's in the 90s, so yeah, I'm not much of for cold water, so there you go. If I was in Florida, the oceans there are in the 90s, so that would really be warm. Matter of fact, it gets too warm, your body just gets tired out quicker. Especially with all the sharks around. You know, good luck getting out of there. So this must be one of those things that you go like this. I don't even know if they still use those anymore. I'm not really into movies, so I don't know what these things are called here. So if anybody's into movie production, let me know. Some of them have the digital thing in front of them that gives you the time. The timestamp. I don't do all that here because I'm not I mean, I make films, but I make just Lego stuff, and that's it. I don't make full-fledged movies. And we got ourselves a sub-step here. Actually, I like the printed side on the shiny side better. So these pieces here are something I want to keep kind of in a little envelope on their own. And my apologies for background noise today. That's just how it is. I'm telling my bunch, I'm like, I'm going to be filming for a bit. So let me get this done. I'm going to do just 3 bags today, and we'll do the other ones the next day. Just to kind of break the monopolists up. And for anybody who's been kind of curious, no, I never got that haircut. Basically, it was a long story. You know, I can get into it real briefly here. The guy is going to, he went to another shop, which I explained before. And I'm glad now I asked him, do you guys still take credit cards? Because it's a cash-only shop. And I don't carry a lot of paper money with me. I carry plastic, and so I never got it. I was down there one day, asked him before I even accepted the appointment, and said, hey, do you guys take that? No. Because at that time I had a bunch of other meetings I had to do for work. So now I'm trying to find some other places that will take that sort of cash, but I'm like, there was one that I found by the house, but the guy is so generous, he wants to charge an extra $10 for card payments. Which is kind of silly, but yeah, don't ask me why. I don't know what we're doing here, huh? I kind of want to see how this thing goes together, so this is going to be something kind of new. Yeah, but I've been trying to keep cool lately, just hanging out in the house, and one of my colleagues was selling some Disneyland tickets, and she asked me if I was interested. I said I would accept those in a heartbeat, except my bunch doesn't like going to those places. She goes, wow, really? I said, yep. So I said, well, I could find somebody who's willing to be interested in them, but I mean, it'd be kind of silly to go by myself. Oh, there's more scenes. I mean, you got 3 of these little things here. I'm going to use these for little television screens. So it goes, you skip a stud and you stick it in there like that. So I guess it's meant to give you that 3D effect. Did I forget to put 2 studs in there? Oh, I did forget to put 2 studs in there. Hold on. We'll change this out and put these in here real quick. Lego's a good thing. I know some of you told me you like doing Lego during winter months. And I wish I could do that too, but winters are very far and few out here. Winter's kind of like springtime in the wintertime. And so I have to wait until it gets cooler before I can even do that. Okay, don't forget the stud right there. Set that down there. So yeah, I've been hitting the pool a lot too. It's just been so miserably hot. I go outside just long enough to do something and I'm done. I'm like back indoors. It's just a little too much. And I had that almighty question asked today. You know, I really want a detailed list of where you get all your parts from. On my main channel, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to answer that. Well, it feels like this thing's about to fall apart. I hope it's going to get stronger soon. I mean, look at that. That's just kind of crappy, huh? All right. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay, so they go both. So you just use the same part and you flip these upside down. This must be like, and I'll put it up to the camera and we'll take a look at it together. Wait till we get this step done here. And then yeah, the color scheme of this is not too exciting. Yeah. Whoa, where are you going? Get back here. And this goes right in here. Or we'll take a look at it now. See that right there? Kind of 3D-ish. Trying to see if I can get it right in there. It looks like a midnight walk, huh? I mean, I gotta have fun doing these. I go insane. Yeah, but at least now, guys and gals, I'm getting started on tutorials again. I'm working on the end of the year's tutorials. So I'm hoping to get done with, like, right now I'm still short 12 videos for the end of the year for custom stuff. I got plenty of review videos, but now since I know where my weaknesses are at is making thumbnails. This is not digital thumbs. These are all taking snapshots. I have to use Photoshop. I'm not a Photoshop genius by any means, so for me, it's just what it is. There's valves that go on this here. I've seen it how they would attach, but it looks like they just attach on here like this. At least they give you normal steering wheels for this, huh? What do they do? They didn't stick the little dinky wheels on here. They give you these. Not sure what this is here. I remember one of those sets that I built, they had tool tips for the books. I wish this one had them, but they don't. Yeah, the other night for dinner we had fresh salad, fresh garden salad and stuff. When it's so hot, you don't want to make big meals, especially when it heats up the house. And So where are you at? You're doing cold. You're doing cold stuff. You're doing anything that's cold right now. And you know what? Let me turn this a little bit. There we go. So a couple nights ago we had bacon sandwiches with lettuce and tomatoes. You know, it's nice do-it-yourself food real quick. And that was about it. I'll tell you right now, though, I've been saving a lot now since we've been eating from home more. From the occasional time to time. Can we have McDonald's? No. You don't want that junk. I'm going to hold that right there. I'm afraid that's going to crunch in. Sure like this metallic piece. Gonna have to order some more of those, but yeah. Those would make great mirrors for like campers and stuff. Okay, what is this for here? I even got that in the right spot. Yeah, I do. It shows it angled in like that. I don't know what that's for. Well, got an extra tile. Where does that go? Let's see if I missed something here. Or did I forget to put it on the back side? I bet there's a tile that goes there, but I want to make sure here. It doesn't show where this tile goes. And you know that whole saying thing that what I always mention about the parts, the colors make the set. It's all black and white mostly, so this is not going to be too exciting. I guess it goes back there, but it doesn't show anything. I don't want to spend all day trying to decipher where this piece goes. It looked like it would go here, but it doesn't. So what goes in these little areas unless there's something that fits in there? These go here. Let me go back and take a look here and see. They put them on both sides of that window. Okay. Taking a look at the little call outs to see if I see more of those 1x6 tiles. Yeah, one goes on the front and back. Oh, okay, it wasn't here. Okay. Not sure what that is though. Like a basket. Kind of looks cool. And then that's it for bag one. And here's the remainder of the parts. Not too bad. And it goes onto this here. So I guess it just fits in these little tubes here. Just kind of get that to sit down there. I guess it's just meant to come off. When I do the tour of this, I'm just going to hold it up like that or something. I don't know really what all this stuff does here. You know, that just fell off. I gotta go fish that thing down. And yeah, I don't think this is meant to be played with, so this is going to start automatically getting a low score. This is just meant to be a display item more than anything else, but I think that's where it goes, right in the center. It shows it like that, so maybe it's just a little movie set or something. I don't know what that is. All right, so we just got done with Walt Disney and these picture things. We'll see what bag two has to offer. Oh yeah. And so far as the set keeping my interest, it's average. You know, I mean, it's mostly just a black build, so I mean, not really colorful in my eye, especially with Mickey and Minnie Mouse in black and white. I mean, yes, I own black and white TVs and stuff like that, but sometimes I gotta watch my modern colors stuff, like modern, streaming modern. And I gotta go spend time trying to find torso and pants. And there's that. These are only 3 pieces for this. I just gotta find them all. So there's black and white version of Mickey Mouse. I mean, he's done. And now we start building the camera. So bag 1 is isolated. But bag 2 is not isolated. Now we're building the camera, but we don't know that yet. It could still be an isolated build. I'm hoping this is family friendly, where it's a collaborative build. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is just to do the first 3 bags. Oh, and this memory card has been cleaned off all the way too. I've been doing a lot of those call outs too. It gives you the 1-to-1 ratio, and it is 1-to-1 all right. Gotta make 3 of these. So shove the Technic piece in there, and then you just use 2 bushings. You gotta make sure it's right in the center too. I did that with my pontoon boat tutorial in the printed guide. You'll see that pontoon boat this month. I gotta make 3 of those right there. And yeah, it's mostly Technic pieces in bag 2. So if you're not a fan of Technic, yeah, this is not a good set for you. This stuff just keeps poking me in the eyes. I'm looking for another one of these here. Yeah, the forest fires around here are starting to act up and all that stuff, and I'm thinking, well, now it's almost hard to get homeowners insurance out here for new home dwellers. Where I'm at, it doesn't matter. It doesn't rain. Can't catch anything on fire. Nothing remotely happens. The only thing out here is getting scarce. We got to be careful with it. You know, if we're out of a drought out here now, they say we are, is the water. Although they say this coming winter is going to be a very wet winter out here, so be prepared. Because the whole climate change and all. Alright. So this is probably for our tripod. And if this tripod's any good, I may just use it for the iPhone, huh? Clone it or something. Okay. Let me make sure here. Do we have to build 3 of these? Well, it has 1 and it tells you to build 2 after this. So I'm assuming that this one's probably a little different. Yeah, this is I'd rather do my own stuff right now, but at least it's not the other sets that I've been doing. Remember the what were those called again? The dream sets. See, I'm not even paying attention anymore to those. I forgot what they were, but I'm like, oh, I'm glad those are done for now. May get more, but as far as for balancing out my time or time management, that's pretty much what I'm doing at this point now. It's just Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this is already getting boring. It's just Technic. They were showing some guys do all the Technic stuff, and their Technic bin is like mine, it's just randomly thrown in. I can find almost every part in my collection, but when it comes to Technic, it's just in some random big tote. Well, several totes. A common Technic stuff I keep pulled out because I use it, but beams and stuff like this, it just kind of, I don't use. I'm assuming it goes like that. Oh, I wasn't supposed to put that other piece on there right now. Let me take that off real quick here. How does that go on there? Oh, I see. And this last piece goes on there. Okay, there's no, yeah, you can't put that, you can't jump to conclusions here. You're gonna have to wait it out. Yeah, I gotta build 2 more or something here real quick. At least, though, I found out why I was killing a bunch of time. You have to understand is a lot of the stuff I do, like the tutorials and stuff, when I'm doing the building guides, I also do the thumbnails and stuff. Everything I do is digital. Everything I do is 3D rendered. You know, I don't do snapshots. It's just easier to come in and do that. I have a workflow for tutorials because that's what that's my specialty, is doing tutorials and mocks and stuff. When it comes to set reviews, this is still kind of like a new beast for me. I'm trying to figure out my niche to make things faster. So once I get the kinks worked out of it, I should be able to breeze through these 2 and just kind of get everything done quickly. Some of these guys can get everything up real quick. At least it's not internet issues or anything like that. It's just editing takes a while, but see, I can edit a video while I'm working on another project, you know, or when I do a finalized part of it or something. I can sit back and listen to it for keywords, like if I'll say pause or unpause, if I need to step away or something like that, I can do that. When it comes to graphics, I just have to get them done. There's just no other way. You just have to plow through them. And I know some guys, they'll just, you could tell they crank up the brightness, contrast up full blast, throw the color up full blast. I may just do that to some of these, and later on just come back and clean up the thumbnails. Missing another one of these. It's boring colors. Well, I'm getting confused with these. Let me pull these off to the side here. Let me put this up here. Get the hair out of my face. Just so I can find all the parts that I don't need. I found 2 of these. I'm missing one of these. I didn't do anything special. Oh, there it is. So I didn't do anything special with this bag here. Oh yes, I gotta say this one here too. Don't ever loan your vacuum out to someone. I got a vacuum back today, and my goodness, this thing smelled like it smoked 10 packs since it was gone. And so, and this wasn't a vintage vacuum, one of my collectible pieces. This was this was my daily vacuum, or my daily driver. So I had to go and get another one. Then I'll just donate the old one. I thought, no, I learned my lesson. I didn't say anything about it. It wouldn't be worth losing a friendship over. So I'm like, no, never again. I'll ever loan a vacuum out. So that will be the end of that. I don't have to worry, they don't watch these channels anyways. All right. I have a feeling someone's going to get very confused with this because even I'm working very slow through here. I mean, I'm working very slow. So, and here's the hint when you're building stuff like this, just take your time. Okay, there's no need to rush through this or anything like that. Just take your time. If it's a set you're not interested in, yeah, it's going to feel like it's going to take forever. This is pretty strong here. I bet I could put an iPhone right on top of that. I mean, there's a cross hole right in there too. I bet you could just use this idea and make an iPhone holder for your phone just to do that. Except without all these round things on there. This must be just to make it look good. Yeah, out here the beaches are packed. That's what my parents were saying. Like the beaches are just packed. I mean, literally packed with people. Everybody's trying to beat the heat, and just getting a cheap hotel room with a bed, a shower, and a TV is like $300 or $400 a night. You know, not worth it for me. So I try to do that stuff on off hours. Everybody's beating the heat right now. It tells us which way to go, so pay attention to that for step 19. All right. So we got to have it. Okay, let go. Get away. Make sure your tiles are running parallel with this hole right here. Okay. I know the book shows you, but I got to show you too. Oh, wait a minute. We can't put these on there yet. At least the set's kind enough to come with a brick separator. A lot of lately, a lot of some of these sets I've been getting, they don't have one. I'm dinging points off for tools. If it's a very basic set that has really big bricks, no plates, yeah, I can excuse it. But lately I've been kind of hardcoring it on that there. Well, at least nothing was scratched up in here. There's no stickers. So those parts there are positive. But the only strike I see against this set so far, well, we don't even know. We don't even know if it's a collaborative build or not. So make sure you line it up parallel with that hole there. And that's pretty much how it is. I don't think it matters which way this goes. Okay, hold on. I don't think it really matters. They're all the same. Like that. If your cross holes line up, then you're fine. Stud long cross axle. Just, we can't jam that in there yet. We got to put this tile in next. Now we can jam this in there. It goes up from the bottom. Now, if yours doesn't go through, you may have put this in a wrong place, but you notice how mine went through there easily? There you go. I mean, this is pretty strong here. Just don't go crazy and start really jamming things down on it. I'm sure it'll break then, but okay, these are a stud with a tube, so you can actually go backwards. I was wondering, like, what are these for? I bet you can do this right here and make a Technic pin out of that. So that's what these are for. I didn't know what those were. I thought, man, those are some kind of weird rims for a car. I mean, you probably could use them, but no, they're meant to do that, just that right there. Lego's come out with some new parts. I'm not into Technic stuff. And I don't have a lot of those too. In fact, that's new, so I can't lose it. There we go. All right. Make sure it's facing like this. And then we got to take this guy here and line it up. It may not want to line up. I'll put it in an incorrect area. The best thing to do is look through the holes, right? Look straight down through the holes. See how their holes are here? Be careful with that, because if you're not careful, you're going to mess up. And I almost did when I first started putting that on there. These little green things are going to keep coming off too, so you just have to deal with them. So this is going to be a kind of a challenge. Just rotate it around. Which side? Okay, I think it's, does it really matter? I think this side needs to go on the top here, the solid side. See how I got it correct now? Always check. The green ones are supposed to go here and here. If I push this down, it should lock in like that. There you go. What's the age limit on this thing anyways? 18 plus? Yeah, I can see why. Do I think a little kid could put this together? Probably so. Just a little kid's going to have to stay awake. So far, that's isolated from this. Okay, we want to put the cross-axle parts in there. So yeah, I'm glad now I broke this thing down into the sections that I needed, because this would have been a very long, lengthy build here. I'm going to hold it right there. See, I can't even get that to go down in there. Well, there it goes. It just bit my hand, but you have to wiggle it in a little bit. Okay, it looks like we're just building one piece. Man, this is like a full-fledged tripod. Matter of fact, this is almost the same size as what I'm using now. I bet one could, if you had enough Technic pieces, you can come in, and money too, you could probably come in here and just piece together a whole entire thing. I think that goes there. Wait a minute, hold on. There's two of those. We just saw that one here. This goes in like that. So yeah, I'm going to just get this set done here. They were late. Lego was late sending this to me, so that's fine. I'm going to be late too getting it done. When I get it done, I get it done. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go back the way I used to do things before I got into this whole ambassador thing. Is my tutorials and mocks will come first. So if I'm currently working on a build, that one comes before all this. You know. I usually film the tutorials late at night or early in the mornings. In the daytime, I'll do these. These I don't care. If there's background noise, whatever, I don't care. I don't need to really focus on these. I'm just copying an instruction manual. So for me, it's not a big deal. And this goes here. And no, we're not done yet. We have a long ways to go to get this done. Yeah, there's only 6 bags in here, right? But each bag, you know, this is 800 pieces. Each bag's probably got about a little over 100 pieces, maybe about 125 pieces per bag. Somewhere around there. I'm not going to go into the logistics of it, but hot and miserable outside. Air conditioning's been running nonstop, and I'm doing this thing here. It's not a colorful build. It's not a summer build. It's telling me to close it like that. Why? Step 34's got its own little things here. Hold on. It's supposed to be like that. But I don't have a piece here. Hold on, let me take a look. Did I forget to put something in there? Huh. Well, mine looks just like this, but it's backwards. Let me take a look here real quick. Let me set it flat again. And this is how mine's is facing. But it shows this on this side. Let me take a look. That's how the book showed it. And then, oh, wait a minute. Okay, flip it upside down. So, okay, you're building it like this. Flip it upside down, and then you rotate it around like that. Okay. Lego, stop with the double flips. That was annoying. That's a 5, but I need to say, okay, that goes right. Okay, this goes in here. Right there. So this will lock this whole thing together here. I don't know what the point of that is, but we'll find out eventually. All right, there's something you got to be careful with here. They show that these got to go in here. You're going to have to rotate this thing a bit just for these axles to line up. So you're just going to have to wiggle. All right. So something like that. So you have to wiggle and jiggle this around to get these axles to line up. You know, that's why I hate Technic. I just don't like it. I know there's some Technic buffs out there shaking their head, or you can't do something so simple. I just don't. I mean, I don't know how you guys and gals who do Technic can just see this stuff in your mind. I can't. Maybe that's probably why. I can't make machines. I've tried. Technic is interesting when you see other people build it. When you try to build it yourself, you're like, I am so lost. Like, what did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve this? Because I can't figure it out. So yeah, this is going to be this will probably be the longest I'll ever do 3 bags at one time. It's just all Technic here. This bag is going to be a killer. It's just Technic. All right, that looks like it matches. So you have to line up all those pegs together, and then there you go. And I think the last one is over here. Jay, you can't even do basic Technic? You know, this is advanced to me. This is hard Technic for me here. I know it gets harder than that. I mean, I built like Technic sets and stuff, but this is pretty challenging here. All right, and then after that, it goes on to here. Which way? I don't think it really matters. what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here the same way this is here. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to try my best to match that up. Oh, and it doesn't rotate. Yeah, don't try to rotate that, folks. You may break it. Okay, let's just turn it like that. And then put this here in the middle. How far does that go down? Oh, that's as far as it goes down anyways. Okay. Well, let's make sure it's squished together real well. We don't want that coming apart and having a catastrophic error. And they show this tile going right here. Boy, that's kind of flimsy. I think they'd have more friction pins in this. Oh, I see why they couldn't. You put those tiles in there, just sit on there. They're just barely tacked in. Okay, I don't feel guilty when I do that on my builds. Just tack it in. Well, I'll tell you right now, you can't see underneath though, but that goes right in the middle there. And this is pretty detailed for what it is. There you go, like that. It looks just like the picture too. Now are we missing a little handle to crank it up? Oh, never mind, we're going to be doing that next. Okay, never mind, we're doing that. So this is the tripod leg frame? I don't know. Yeah, I still have to check that memory card. I'm always afraid it's going to run out. Okay, Lego got sloppy with arrows. I guess I could do that too right there, huh? Okay. Well, they really have this finished off here. This is really nice. I don't like those holes there, but... And then this goes right in here. So this is just meant to be you're not going to be able to rotate this at all whatsoever. I'm sure somebody out there in the Technic land can probably make a working version of this. And that's it. Wait till we get to bag 3. You're going to have a lot of fun with that. All right. We're going to stop after bag 3. So this will be the last one for this installment. And I just now I'm uploading the unboxing video for the Mr. Oz's Space Bus for Lego Dreams. And that's it for that. I just got to do the review and that's it. And we got Bambi. Yeah, isn't that cool? A Bambi figure. Where was this when I was doing my forest? We kind of snuck him in there. Well, yeah, I think that's probably the only set he comes in. That right there is a score in itself. Okay, we got to build 3 of these. So what I'm going to do is start preparing these now. And I think these are the legs for the tripod. So I don't think bags 1 and 2 are... bags 1 is isolated from bag 2. Yeah, so far, I mean, I don't know about this set. I really just can't feel this one right now, but this was something I looked at the box thinking, I kind of want to build it to see how it's put together, but yeah, I don't know. Now, so far, it's, except for the Technic misery part, it was kind of a challenge for me, but it's not too bad. Now, so far for the score on this set, it's a 10. Why? There's no stickers, nothing scratched. It's pretty good. So at this point, I haven't dinged anything off that's going to warrant a bad grade on it. It could change. I'm hoping this one is a family build. If it's not, I'm not going to insta drop it down to a 9. Some sets you just can't avoid doing that. But the whole goal about it is so you can just build pieces and snap on. So far, these two things are isolated here. So far, it's a family build. We don't know about the rest of it, so we'll find out eventually. And that's the whole goal about doing these builds, is to see exactly if they are. And I'm glad a lot of you guys and gals who watch this channel, I know there's a lot of people who watch it, they don't comment, but I'm glad at least this information is helpful for you to building these sets. I could make videos on how to make a Lego set, but then again, everybody does that differently, so I would be kind of like, it would be a silly video to do how to build a Lego set. I can give you strategies for it, but bag 48 and 49 are almost the same here. You got to put more of those little 1x1 bricks with the hole. These are nice breeze blocks. I use them for like a block wall and stick those in there like a breeze block. Let the air pass through. So right now we're going to do all 3 legs at one time. Now sometimes some people they don't want to do that, they build one at a time. You could do that too. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. So these are just clones. They're not mirrors. It's just, the book says 3x, I build 3x. I build them 3 in a row, 3 at one time. If you're not comfortable with doing that, you do not have to do that. That's the beauty about Lego. You can build it any way you want. Now I'm missing one more of these. So what do? Start pulling out parts. I'm finding a bunch of these here. So what I'm going to do is start pulling all the black parts out until we find it. Okay, I found it. Also, if you really want a tip on building Lego sets, when you open up a bag, this is a little slower for advanced builders, but if you're a beginner builder doing this, sort by color. Okay, it's easier to look for a black piece than it is to go through what I'm doing with a big random thing of bricks. You know, you can see how even I have to stop and sort some out by color. Nothing wrong with this. If you do that, it's even better. Your build experience will be a bit more pleasant if you do. It just depends on how fast and how much of in a hurry you are to put this stuff together. Especially if you got a child that says, hurry, 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 can you build this for me? And you're trying to go as fast as you can, but don't go too fast, you may make a mistake. Yeah, so far I'm going to say that it is somewhat average to relaxing on this. It was just the Technic stuff was kind of boring. You only got to deal with it for one bag so far. So, but in order to build stuff like that, you're going to need Technic. There's no way around it. You're just going to have to deal with it. I had somebody ask me, do I ever do classes or hold clubs for doing Lego? No, sadly I don't. I wish I did. It would be kind of cool. It'd give me something to do. Now I have a family I got to take care of, so it's not like I have the free time like I used to. But it would be kind of cool to do that. To focus in on that. Is that just left open there, or did I miss a piece? No, these are left open here. Okay, I thought maybe there was something to go in. So maybe something snaps at the bottom. Or wait a minute, I bet these probably plug in here like that. Okay, I bet that's what those go to. Okay. Well, we're really making this all detailed, huh? Put one of these little wind-up handles on a jumper plate, and another one's just going to have a stud. We're talking about making it detailed. I mean, my goodness. And that's what I'm looking for is build experience. What kind of building strategies can I get out of here? Is it going to be a family build? Can I spin this with a family member? So far, a person can build this and a person can build this. So far, it's separated for family build. All right. Let's say you all build parts of the camera and you put all your parts together at the very end. That's a family build. You know, that's how I'm classifying them as. Okay, you can do that. We don't know yet. We're not done yet here. I got 3 handles. Okay, I need another tile. You know what sounds good right now? I'm probably going to make someone hungry is barbecue hot dogs and burgers. It's too hot. And just for a side, have barbecue corn on the cob, smothered in butter. I have all that stuff here. It's like 110, 111 outside. You don't want to go out there and go in front of the barbecue. That'd be really brutal. That'd be kind of cool. When you put these tiles on here, be very careful because there's nothing holding this in here because it could just do that. So just be careful there. Don't tell me this tripod raises up and down too. Is this thing just all for looks? It just looks like it functions, but it doesn't. I mean, I built things like that too. Here we're still building 3s. All right. Now, mind you, we're still building 3 of a kind. So that's what we're doing now. Yeah, but it was so nice, though. I was doing 2 tutorials, and it's like, these were just impromptu. Like, I was just sitting there working on something unrelated to Lego. Next thing you know, the idea just pops in my head. Just came in. Clear as day. Oh, I can get these done literally right now. So I did, and I was like, yes. And I have another idea that's kind of cloudy in my mind, but I can probably build it. So when I get done with this, I'm probably going to try and see what happens. Start building this next tutorial up. Sorry, Lego, my customs have got to come first. Because everybody's been... Oh, I had somebody, I think I mentioned this, somebody had purchased all my building guides, and they want to know if they can buy more. And I'm like, I have some on Patreon, but he's like, oh, I want to buy some of the bigger models and stuff. And I told him, I said, I have some of them. I can post them up. I said, but usually that stuff, it takes a day to write them up. He's no big hurry, though, but just to. He's following my thing when I get new builds posts. I said, well, I'll have something up. I said, I just got to get through a bunch of set reviews, and he understood, too. I'm like, dude, I'm swamped. He's like, man, your manuals are high quality. You know, they're not like the usual renders that people do. I'm like, no. I said, here's the tidbit. Because I have to use those manuals later on if I ever want to rebuild that stuff. I don't want to come back and try to decipher what I did. That wouldn't be fun for me and for you, the builders. So I was like, no, I said, if I'm building it where it's going to last. I want to make sure I understand what I did. You know, it's like, that's how I'm doing it. Some people understand too, you know. I'm like, he was asking about one of my houses. I said, in the future I'll have that done. So everything you'll see on that channel will have a building guide eventually, except for the campground and the bigger displays. I said, other than that, everything else, like, if you look at my last campground build, everything except for the terrain can be built. There's building guides for all that stuff. There's actually a building guide for each of those items except for the terrain, but there is guides for all that. And if I'm missing one, then I'll just include it in the bundle. Have it like a camping pack or something. What, Lego? No 1x12 flat tile? It'd been nice. Well, that did not want to go on. Almost done with all the nougat and dark orange. Okay, and then these go here. Yeah, this is like these just fold right inside, but they don't. I don't know how sturdy this is going to be, though. Okay, and then let's see if we can decipher what they're saying here. So this is not an isolated build after all. These just slide in like this. So I think you have to put them inside those cross holes there. How would you know they're in there? This thing will actually guide itself. I'm purposely trying to go out of alignment here, but it actually lines itself in. They go in pretty easily. Just force it up there like that. Let's do another one so I can show you. Just wiggle it in. Okay. And I'm just going to hold on like what I'm doing here and just push it in. This feels pretty sturdy, so if you think you're going to break something, like you just see how I'm holding it like this. Well, that came off, so there's a casualty right there. So now I'm going to have to ding it down a little bit on the build factor, because we're already having parts coming off. And let me raise up my tripod a bit more here. The only thing my tripod doesn't have is this. I bought a cheapo one from a big box store that actually has this, and the thing just snaps off and stuff like that. It broke real easily. So obviously it wasn't meant to be used for, and it wasn't designed for a professional camera, neither was this one. This one here was made in the States. It's all aluminum and steel, and it hasn't failed me yet. No plastic parts are broke. So I think this is going to be the frame here. It holds all of this together. Yeah, but so far though, I'm not too disappointed with this set. It doesn't feel boring because we got out of the Technic thing. So if you're not a fan of Technic, just do what I did. Just deal with it here. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. That messed up. Well, I can't use this nail. As you can see, I got a boo-boo there. This thing's supposed to hang over by a stud. What did I forget? I'll probably do the same thing too. A 1x1 plate goes there. I wasn't paying attention. That was my fault. Okay. Now it's correct. Not sure what these are for. We don't know. Now we got to make 2 of these. I mean, but I'm not going to lie to you though. The color palette on this is just kind of meh. It's not bright and colorful. It's not like a summer build or something like that. This is not really cheerful looking. And then these go in here. I think it attaches to the bottom here. What are these for? Okay, we're not done yet. But I bet somebody who is really good into Technic though could make this thing literally function. I mean, I know there's got to be somebody out there who can do it. Could I do it? Yeah, if I played around with it long enough, I probably could. But I mean, I have a lot of people who watch these and like, Jay, you helped me out setting this build up. And I mean, I never figured I'd be helping anybody on this channel. I just, you know, I thought this was pretty trivial stuff, but I've been doing this for a long time, and too, I kind of, since I build my own creations, I kind of know what the authors usually go through on this stuff too. And then the last thing you got to do, which is kind of silly, is they want you to put these in, but I'm afraid these are going to break off. So we're going to have to deal with that there. Just tack them in. Okay. And, oh, that's not too bad. So this, note that this side here, this is the front leg right here. Like this thing's facing like this. These two things are supposed to be here. And this is supposed to fit in like that. So what you do is you just wiggle this in here and shove that in. I bet since this is like an A-frame, this thing should be really strong. Now, let's just do it like that then. You could do it any way you want, but like I literally, there we go. So I literally can't get that in there. Yeah, this is more of a display piece. This is going to have probably no play value whatsoever. Ooh, wow, this thing is strong. And that's it. And we'll have to wait for the next installment to see Dumbo. Well, I don't have a bookmark, so I'm just going to take one of these old sticker sheets and just use it for that. Now for the build, or for the installment summation, this is what we have remaining for bag 3. And yeah, this is pretty much what it is. Now if yours looks just like that with these over here, you're ready to go. So sadly, bag 1 did this and 1 minifigure. Bag 2 did the camera mount, and you did Mickey Mouse. And then bag 3 did the tripod legs, and we got Bambi. Well, maybe that's probably why we did the tripod legs, because Bambi looks like a tripod. Maybe we'll set the camera on Bambi's back and have him walk around with the GoPro, huh? And that's pretty much what we just did here. Now, so far I'm pretty happy with this. This looks pretty real. I mean, it's kind of flimsy and stuff because it is Lego, but if you just put a holder on this and make this thing adjustable, you could probably, you know, one could probably make this into a little camera stand for like an iPod or an iPod. I don't think they even make iPods anymore. For like an iPhone or a Droid or something, like a Samsung, set that in there and just have it tilt. I mean, it looks like it functions. Sadly it doesn't. I'm expecting this probably to fold up here. That's all it does. But yeah, tell me what you think of the set. So far, the build is okay. The quality's pretty good. It's interesting up to a point. But all in all, though, I'm not dissatisfied.